This is Coastal Bend History.
I'm Andy Lascano out here at the beach on Padre Island. You know, this is a quick trip to just enjoy yourself and relax, but at one time, it was pretty hard to get out here from Corpus Christi.
The City of Corpus Christi incorporated in 1852, but for more than 80 years after that, Padre Island was only accessible by boat. The 113-mile-long island is the longest barrier island in the world, with the longest stretch of white sand beaches in the country, and until 1927, it was primarily used for raising cattle. But that changed when a group of investors bought the island from Patrick Dunn, who had lived there since 1879. The group built the first primitive causeway between the island and Flower Bluff in 1927. The wooden causeway was 14 feet wide with double tracks to accommodate two-way traffic. Drivers had to keep the wheels of their cars precisely centered to avoid falling into the water. And the cost of a round trip to the island and back on the causeway? $3, which today would be a little more than $54. It was known as the Dunn Patricio Causeway in honor of Patrick Dunn. The new owners formed the Padre Island Investment Company, hoping to sell lots on the island for homes, hotels, and businesses. More than 1,800 cars crossed the new causeway in the first month of its operation, and 2,500 in the next month. But the numbers declined after that, and the anticipated hordes of tourists and investors never showed up. The 1929 Depression ended the company's dreams, and all development plans were scrapped. The Island Investment Company sold the island to Frank and Albert Jones, oil executives from Kansas City, and they formed the Ocean Beach Drive Company, also with hopes of developing the island. But a hurricane in 1933 destroyed the wooden causeway and a few structures that had been built on the island, and the Jones brothers didn't rebuild. They allowed the island to once again become isolated and mostly uninhabited. While plans to develop the island stopped, Patrick Dunn was allowed to continue raising cattle on the island until his death in 1935. Development plans may have been canceled, but they weren't altogether abandoned. Nueces County came in with a new idea.
So that part of the story is coming up next week. Tell you what, if you want to learn more about the area beaches, you can scan the QR code you see on your screen, or as always, you can click on our Coastal Bend History tab on our website and then go to all of the stories, including this one. Hey, by the way, this story about the beaches, our first one in this series that we're doing, is our 100th Coastal Bend History segment. We appreciate the contributions from Mr. Robert Parks, our producer Scott Thomas, Shane Reckley, and the photographer, the guy behind the camera, Joe Escobedo. Thank them all for their hard work in making this thing possible. Until next time, I'm Andy Lascano.